Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. A special event here for the Bash at the Beach for the Big Ten Super Series. Tonight, presented by RS Button Boxes. We welcome you here to the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. You see the lights are on, and the stars are going to be out there on the Speedway. Right now, all the stars are qualifying. But before we go any farther here tonight, race fans, my name is Roger Muth, and I am joined here in the Turn 3 studios tonight by one of our favorite co-hosts, Kelly Daw. Kelly, welcome here to the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, as this is going to be a great one here at the beach.
Oh, of course. We got super late models at Myrtle Beach Speedway. You can't go wrong with this combination. Over the years here on this channel, we've had plenty of broadcasts, plenty of shows at this track, and whenever we get this car track combo, it always seems to just put on a great event.
Of course, it's one of the tracks that will always live on here on the iRacing.com platform. That's because, well, this track opened back in 1958, and it held numerous events from, well, late models to modifieds all the way to the NASCAR Grand National Series. And, of course, back in 2020, unfortunately, it came to its demise as it is being currently torn down as we get ready to go racing here tonight. But, man, this track is a great one, and there's a lot of great things tonight that are going to be happening right here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Well, tonight it is $100 to the winner of this race here tonight. Of course, there's 21 drivers that have registered here tonight, so that's based off the 21 entries. Second place tonight's going to walk home with a cool $50, and it's going to be 30 to the third place, 20 to fourth, and 10 to fifth place. So with a $5 entry, Kelly, anything could happen here tonight because, well, fifth on front makes money.
Yeah, everyone's looking to turn that $5 into $100, and right now we are going to get set to go for 200 laps. Gridding is open, and cars are heading to the grid and get ready to go.
And as all these drivers do start to take to the grid, let's take you down trackside here tonight and get you through your RS Button Boxes starting lineup. Starting on the front row, the driver out of California, driving the Edwards Setup Shop entry. This is going to be the 18 of Austin Edwards. Starting next to him, the driver out of Canada, driving car number 88. This driver has won a Big Ten Super Series race. This will be Caden Tufts. Starting in position number 3, driving out of Georgia, driving the 110. It's the RS Trucking RS Center entry. He will start third. Starting in 4th, the driver that lives right down the road, who has plenty of laps here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. This is going to be Blade Timmons, driving car number 23. The Bob's Pet and Pond, number 31 of Brad Carpenter, will roll off 5th here tonight. Jonathan Atkins will drive car number 17, the Dirty South Motorsports driver. He will go there from the 6th position. The Triple L Motorsports Stay Strong Pete number 55 of Jeremy Little will start 7th here tonight, and starting back into the 8th position, it's going to be the car number 9 out of Canada. It's going to be Campbell Delaney. And starting back in P number 7, he hails out of Carolina right now, but he drives the number 7 NY. This is going to be Luke Baldwin. And rounding out the top 10, the driver of the number 7 here tonight, this is going to be Michael Sturgill.
Rolling off in P11, driver the number 24, Josh Cole. Right alongside him is going to be Colton Coe in that number 8 machine. Rolling off P13 is going to be the 28 of Corey Bigley. Mateo Lapointe qualifies in 14th. He'll be rolling off right alongside him. Aiden Christensen a little bit further back there in P15 in the 29 machine. P16, the 12 of Justin Collison. Aaron Davidson going to be rolling off in the 17th position in that 03 machine, with Rusty Modesty on his outside, and rounding out our field riding shotgun, number 4 of Cameron McCone.
So that is your starting lineup here tonight, brought to us by RS Button Boxes. Remember, race fans, if you are looking for a quality button box at an affordable price, of course, check out our friends at RS Button Boxes. The field is set, and that just means there's only one thing to do left here tonight, which is turn this track loose to these drivers. You see them all out there on the speedway. 19 cars the distance here tonight. Kelly is, well, 200 laps around the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Shouldn't take too long, right?
Well, if these guys keep it green the whole way, it should take us just over an hour, but with the super late models on this track, it's very easy to get the tires kind of wound up a little too much and spin it off of a turn, but hopefully these guys can keep it all pointed in the right direction.
That's true, and here we come as the iRacing.com pace truck is off the racing surface. Put 200 laps on the boards here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series. It's the Bash at the Beach here tonight, presented by RS Button Boxes. The green flag is up, and we're racing down into turn number 1.
Good start from Austin Edwards, gets the jump. Caden Tuff's going to be able to slot in right behind him. The 31 a little bit further back. Brad Carpenter, not a great start for him. He's just not able to get that car up to speed, and he is dropping back even on that inside line. got a couple cars trying to push the outside, but seems like everyone's falling into single file for the most part.
Austin Edwards will lead lap number 1 here. You did see the number 7 of Michael Sturgill in that number 7 very silver good wrench service plus machine. He did take P number 7 there from Brad Carpenter. Jeremy Little has dropped back a couple spots. You got to go way back into the field here, right around the 13th position before you can find anybody that is side-by-side battle, and that battle is between Bigley and LaPointe.
Oh, big stack up. And now Bigley goes around. We are going to stay green, though. He was all sorts of out of shape. Everyone's somehow going to get pointed in the right direction with a little bit of help for the most part, but we are going to stay green. Some damage, I believe, to the 28 of Corey Bigley. He's got some damage on the left front and a little bit on the right as well.
Yeah, that Rivalry Racing 09 Motorsports entry does have some damage as he now works back onto McCone's back bumper there. Cameron right now running in position number 17. Bigley trying to work him over to get back up through the field here, but he has a lot of ground to try and make back up, and it's early in the race. You can make a mistake like that and still be good, as you do see Bigley work to the inside of the speedway. He will now pick up position number 17 and try to regroup here. It's just all about getting back into the rhythm at this point.
Yeah, we're only completed 5 laps of 200. There's still a lot of time to make up any ground, but I think Bigley's going to have to hope for a caution to come out soon that he can repair some of that damage. He still has some pace, but I'm sure that is going to be slowing him down a little bit. Speaking of slowing down, that 4 of Cameron McCone, big problems off of turn 2. That's going to allow that 12 to get up to him.
So right now, those are the 2 cars at the tail of the field. Currently, they are 6 seconds back behind the race leader. Actually, sorry, that's 9 seconds back behind the race leader of Austin Edwards, who's coming out of turn number 4 this time. He'll look to try and make this car, well, maybe a little bit wider, because he's got company, as the youngster out of Canada is right there. That driver is one of the drivers that has 1 win with the Big Ten Super Series in his career, and Caden Tuss would like to notch another one. A little bit of a special event as RS Center. It looks like he slid a little bit off a corner number 4. The Ryan Kuhn Motorsports number 110 entry. Looked like it had a little bit of a problem, maybe heating up those tires a little bit, because here comes Blade Timmons, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina, living right down the road from Myrtle Beach Speedway. He is all over it with that Aaron's Dream Machine.
Yeah, Timmons just looking for any sort of gap he can try to go for and just stick his nose in, but he has to really hope for Center to maybe make another mistake off of the corner. As we're talking about this, though, it seems like this little gap that's kind of split between the first 2 drivers and the rest of the field is kind of closed up a little bit. The pack of Center, Timmons, and Adkins seem like they're maybe closing up to these guys up front.
And you're probably going to see the game of the cat and mouse all night long. You know how the short track racing goes. You get out to a little bit of a lead, and then you kind of try and sit there and see if you can just hold them off, maybe let them gain just a little bit. Timmons right now all over the back bumper still of this Bang Ryan Kuhn's Motorsports entry. These are 2 drivers that, well, as far as we know, I look back through the stats, they don't race together a whole lot. And Kelly, how does that play when you come to a short track like this with a high horsepower, not a very big tire, and it's sliding around a lot? How does that really, have the driver mindset of you don't get to race together?
Well, really, they have to kind of feel each other out on these for opening laps, kind of figure out what this other guy's style is, what they kind of excel at, and where they can maybe be better than them at. And that's kind of seems like what Timmons is doing. He's right on the bumper of Center and just kind of watching him, figuring out where he's making his moves, what kind of line he's running. And it seems like Center's kind of entering those corners a little bit higher than Timmons. Timmons is coming in very shallow and just might be burning up that right front a little.
Yeah, when he enters like that, it doesn't really give Blade Timmons a lane to the inside or quite a lane to the outside. Kind of just taking up the 2 lanes right now, holding the 23 at bay. He is currently running 3rd. That's RS Center in 3rd. Blade Timmons back there in 4th. And Jonathan Atkins, who's been very silently right now running into that 5th position. He's picked up 1 spot since the drop of the green flag. The driver of that number 17 having himself a pretty solid night here. Already 14 laps into the books. Will be 15 laps this time by. Leader tonight, Austin Edwards, has led every lap so far. And Austin Edwards, one of those guys out here on the iRacing.com platform. Oh, was Caden Tuss really sideways, letting it all hang out at car number 88. The youngster trying to get everything he could get out of the set of tires that are on this 88 right now. But back here with Edwards, Kelly, he's not just a driver. He likes to do some announcing out there in California. So he's got the jack of all trades kind of right now. And he's showing these drivers that trade's still behind the wheel.
And that gap is opening between him and Edwards, and also between him and RS Center in third place. Edwards starting to kind of check out and run away from the field as Tufts made a few mistakes there. We saw him get loose, and now we see him kind of struggling with the handling on his car, trying to cool those tires back down and get the grip back. But Austin Edwards taking advantage of this, and now almost a full second over Caden Tufts.
There's some other battles back towards about the mid-pack, though. Michael Sturgill holding off car number 31. That is Carpenter, currently Carpenter, one of the short-track racers that we get to see a lot of here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. He is well known for his short-track racing ability, and he races full-time in the Big Ten Super Series. Currently, he is back here. He's dropped 3 spots since the drop of the green flag, and here's somebody that's making a pass. Here comes Aaron Davidson, the driver of that 03, the VIP Graphic and Designs entry. The driver out of Kansas City, Missouri, just picked up his 6th spot since we dropped the green flag. Got to talk with Aaron Davidson before the race here tonight, and he was very unsure about coming into this evening. He came in, registered, and then, well, when he got out there on track, he looked at the names he was running with here tonight, and his jaw all but hit the floor, saying, I don't know if I could do this, but he said, well, there's only one way to get better, and that's to go race some of the best short-track racers on iRacing, and that's exactly what he's doing right now, as he's picked up his 6th spot as he got around Josh Cole, full-time Big Ten Super Series driver back there in the car number 24. So that'll put Aaron Davidson now knocking on the back end of that top 10. He has to go run down the youngster, though, of Luke Baldwin to have that, and Luke's taking a peek now to the inside here at the 55 of Jeremy Little.
Yeah, Little sitting way up high on the racetrack, nearly getting into the wall off of turn 4, and just in front of them, we see another battle shaping up. Looks like Brad Carpenter trying to look for a way around Michael Sturgill, but just not finding that gap he needs. Sturgill taking a peek to the inside of Delaney, so everyone's just trying to fake out the guy in front of them, making them think they're going to lunge for an attack and open up a bit of a gap there, but no one's really falling for it. Is again that 7 of Sturgill taking a look to the inside, and he is going to force that 9 up the racetrack, but the 9 of Delaney going to get a good run off the corner, and yellow will fly.
One car around on the front straightaway. I believe that was car number 24 of Josh Cole as he is down there into pit road. There you see car number 24. And it looks like he was going to take the tow and put the car already back onto the hauler behind the wall here tonight. So the first caution flag is going to fly here on lap number 23 this evening out of the 200 scheduled. And we're going to have to take the look back here and see what happened to Josh Cole here in just a couple of seconds. As see above the great virtual crowd here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Take the look back. This is the replay here with Josh Cole. Looks like Cole just comes up off turn 4, went to gas it up because he knew the race leaders were coming, and then it kind of just stuck down there on the bottom, and before he was in the way, he actually took that quick tow back to pit road. So just one driver having a little bit of issues out of turn number 4, which is very easy to do, just to light the tires up, and around he went. So looks like we're at one victim to behind the wall.
Yeah, with the super late models, you have got a lot of power under that right foot, and as you're coming off of the corner and you're just pretty much in your peak torque, it's very easy to just get a little too happy with the throttle and spin the tires. And you do that once, you start to overheat the tires, and then it's easier to do it again and again and again, and it's a slippery slope until maybe you end up like that 24 and just get a little loose off the corner and really hard into that inside wall, which caused some heavy left front damage that he decided was too much to continue with.
So that's why he will put it behind the wall here tonight, as there is the race leader. Caution laps tonight are counting here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, as we got our first one currently out there on the speedway. Austin Edwards has led every lap here this evening, so a pretty dominating fashion here, but it's still a very long race to go. A couple drivers did head down to pit road here under this caution flag, though, and it does look like Justin Collison and Corey Bigsley did come down to pit road. So those drivers are down there. I don't know if they're going to be quite needing fuel. I didn't get a fuel run in here tonight, Kelly. That's one thing I normally try to go down to the pits and talk to a couple of these drivers to see what the fuel run was going to be, but I don't quite know.
Well, I was just taking a look at Corey Bigley as he was coming out of pit road, and he came down pit road to get some of that damage fixed up that we saw earlier. He was involved in that incident early on, but as he was coming out of pit road, he got a little too on the throttle, got a little wide up onto those turtle shells that are kind of in there on the inside of turn 1, and I think he caused some more damage to his race car. I think he bottomed out that right front.
That's not what you want to do as we're getting ready to come back into the restart zone. Restart is up as everybody erased to turn number 1. Green flag back into the air. Oh, and somebody sideways. The 55 of Jeremy Little will spin to the inside as the caution lights are going to come right back on here. Jeremy Little going around on the restart. You saw the 55. The RS button box is Entry get a little bit sideways, and around he just went for a spin. I'm looking at the car as he drives away, and it doesn't look like that car is beaten up at all. I don't see a scratch on it.
It looked like Luke Baldwin was trying to get around the 31 of Brad Carpenter on that start, dove to the inside, but unfortunately that 55 machine just still had a nose in there, and Jeremy Little just kind of checks up a little bit, gets tagged in the rear, and slides it down. He gets a little bit of a hit on that inside wall, but I think you're right. I think he kind of got away with one here, as that car looks pretty clean.
Let's ride back here on board here. I believe riding on board here with this is Aaron Davidson. Watch his point of view as he comes up through the gears, and oh, there was the contact, and then a little bit of a bump there into the back of the 55, set Little right down to the inside wall. So that's what brings out our second caution flag here this evening, as you see the 55 of Jeremy Little bringing down the Big Ten Super Series RS Button Boxes 55. He'll go to pit road and see if he can get that Triple L Motorsports entry back out here onto the raceway. So cautions breed cautions. You know it's short track racing, and well, sometimes it does happen. Does look like Aiden Christensen, though, is sitting in that wave around position. He should be able to tag the back of the field here, as you do see him out in front of race leader Austin Edwards. That's why you see the purple number 29 out there. We'll see if he does get that official wave around from the officials here tonight, because it'll be Austin Edwards and Caden Tufts. You're still your front row drivers.
Luke Baldwin going to claim the fault for that accident, get sent to the rear of the field, and kind of unfortunate for Baldwin. He was running fairly strong up towards the top 10 and was trying to make more moves, get further up there, but got, as we said, just a little too into it and ended up taking out another driver. But he puts his hand up, so makes the claim, so he'll be back shotgun on the field. We've still got a few more drivers coming down pit road. Bigley coming down once again, and same with Little.
Yeah, it looks like Jeremy Little did come down pit road to get some damage fixed already on that 55, and I do see a little bit of scrapes on the right front fender, but I don't know if that actually came from that incident or if that was rubbing either the turn 4 wall or the turn 2 wall, because those corners do come up here pretty quick all around this speedway, because it's just a very fast track here at Myrtle Beach. One thing that this track is very well known for is for grading tires. It will eat the tires like a cheese grater if you push them too hard. We've already seen some drivers sideways, like the 88 of Caden Tufts, and of course Blade Timmons back there was letting it hang out a little bit, so you really want to be ginger on the throttle, as we should get the one to go marker here this time by, I believe, at the line. The iRacing.com pace truck lights do go out, and now it looks like the officials are going to actually send Aiden Christensen to the back of the field. So ruling on that is not a completed green flag lap, so single file restart, he'll have to go to the back.
And as you were mentioning about the tires, these guys do have one set of tires in the pits for them to take whenever they want. So for 200 laps, they should probably come down halfway through, and we'll maybe see if any other drivers come with that strategy. Coming way up near the wall, Austin Edwards coming to the green. He gets a good jump off of turn 4, and we are green flag racing once again.
Flag goes back into the air here on lap number 34. Austin Edwards leads us into turn number 1 in a very smooth and solid turn number 2. He'll lead him down the back straightaway by about 2 car lengths over the youngster of Caden Tufts, but Caden comes right back down to the inside, very close to that inside wall down in 3 and 4. Somebody making a move way out of the groove. That's car number 8. If you're following along on the timing and scoring, if you follow along on the door number, that's car number 28. That's Colton there in car number 28. He just got way up high, lost the position to Aaron Davidson. Now they're battling back here. Oh, LaPointe into the back end of the number 12.
Oh, a car sideways. That looks to be the 28 of Bigley, and he's going to get collected. Green flag is going to stay out, but more problems for that 28 machine as he got loose coming into turn number 3, and just with nowhere to go, unfortunately, Aiden Christensen got into the side of him.
So those drivers regroup. It looks like, I believe that's the 55 of Jeremy Little back there. Luke Baldwin being scored currently. The timing and scoring just jumped around, but it does look like Baldwin is 1 lap down. He actually was not involved in that. He was just ahead of that wreck that just happened, but we stay green flag racing here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, as Austin Edwards still leads this race. The Edwards setup shop entry out there putting on a clinic, but now one driver does come down pit road. It does look like Aiden Christensen will take car number 29 down to pit road, so he will now be off the race pace. But here comes Michael Sturgill. Sturgill looking to the inside here on Campbell, as he will not quite be able to get it. Of course, that driver of that number 7 entry is very well known around the iRacing platform because, well, just a couple months ago, Michael Sturgill went to victory lane in the Omega Cup as he was a winner. Kelly, you know those big checks? He picked up one of those big checks back there with the Omega Cup.
Well, now he's stuck here at 7th place trying to get around Delaney, and he may have won a previous race, but that's not going to help him here as Delaney really holding well on that outside, was able to fend him off. Sturgill's been running some good, consistent laps, but he's just been kind of struggling to make way through any of the traffic here.
Picked up 3, picked up 1 on that restart there, so he still has a long race to go, especially if he wants to catch Edwards or Tufts or Center. Of course, Timmons still hanging out here, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina, just nipping on the back end heels of getting into that top 3, into those podium positions. Still, as we close in on lap number 50 here tonight at Myrtle Beach, and it has been a great one, that is for sure so far, as still a lot of racing to go. Back here, it looks like Colton in the car number 28 is still trying to get under Collison, who is currently sitting in that 10th position just behind them. They got Rusty in that green number 6 entry, the St. Clair entry. He is back there. He's picked up 6 spots since the drop of the green flag, but he does have some damage on the right front fender of car number 6, so gonna have to baby that one along just for a little while here tonight to see if we can make it to the halfway point. See if we can get some bear bond on that. It does look like, though, car number 7, Michael Sturgill on the move once again.
Back up towards the front, though, Caden Tufts under fire from RS Center. Center has been looking towards the inside on every turn on that last lap there. And Tufts struggling with grip, it looks like. He has just not quite got the speed that he had at the beginning of this race. And while Tufts holds up Center, Austin Edwards just kind of running away with it. Center's trying to find his way around Tufts because he's got Blade Timmons right on his rear bumper. So he wants to try to get around Tufts before Timmons makes a move on him.
Yeah, Timmons, one of those aggressive drivers. You call him maybe a little bit more aggressive than what you see out in front of him. But right now, he has been playing real nice, real calm here tonight. As we knock down lap number 45, Timmons is still just trailing the bottom. Look at him as he enters a little bit lower there than RS Center and kind of drifts it up through the middle of the corner. Tries to turn it back down on the exit, not quite able to. One car into the outside wall. RS Center is there. Here comes Blade Timmons. He will attack in turn 3.
It looked like Center was going to slam the door shut on him. Now he's going to try to cross him up. He's not going to give up that position lightly. Now he's got himself to the inside of that 23 of Blade Timmons. He may try to get that second place back, but Timmons able to get a good launch off of turn 2 on that outside, and he will hold on to third place.
So as he holds on to that spot, now can Timmons just go ahead and run away from RS Center as he has now picked up that 3rd spot. Atkins is still back there running in position number 5 tonight. Then it's Sturgill rounding out the top 6 drivers here. So brake rotors glowing on the Blade Timmons entry as he made the pass, and see if he can hang on to it now. Still more movement back here. I believe Jeremy Little just got passed up by Bigley, so Little's car is starting to struggle here since we went back green flag racing. There is now more damage on the left front fender of car number 55, so he's back there just ahead of him as Bigley and LaPointe is driving car 11 here tonight. He has moved his way back into the 14th spot after also suffering some real bad front end damage and some side damage. That came right there on that restart actually for Mateo in car number 11. So they are currently sitting back there 14th position on back as there's still the battle is now for second because here comes Timmons to the inside.
Timmons basically taking the place of Center, now putting on the pressure on Tufts, and Tufts just trying to hold these guys off and hang on to second place. He's completely lost Austin Edwards. Edwards is checked out with a 1.5 second gap. Now Timmons getting to that left rear quarter panel of the 88, and I'm sure if this was later on in the race, instead of just a quarter of the way through, he probably would have given that 88 a bit of a shove out of the way.
As now he'll look off turn number 4, maybe a little bit of a run down to the inside, headed to turn number 1. Not quite going to be able to do anything with it. He got right up on the back bumper that time in the center of 1 and 2. Timmons was not able to quite get back to the gas, but now he'll have to just settle for that. He'll just have to regroup. That car is really quick here on this, well, we'll call it the second run of the evening that we have had. Blade Timmons looks like he has some of the fastest lap times out there on the speedway. Looking at it. No, actually, it's going to be Campbell was the fastest that time by at the stripe. Here comes Timmons as now he'll rocket off turn 2.
Not quite enough, though. He can't quite get to the inside of Caden Tufts. Tufts going to take the preferred line through turns 3 and 4. Now down the front straightaway. Seems like Timmons is going to have the move now. He's going to get to the inside and finally find his way around Caden Tufts. Tufts going to try to fight back on that high side. They're going to be even up down the back straightaway. Timmons with the preferred line on the inside, but Tufts still not giving up, trying to hang on the top side at the stripe, though it is going to be Timmons this time.
Pretty impressed in how well car 88 can handle to the outside right now, because you can see a ton of marbles that are built up out there, but he's able to hang on for the time being. Now he'll have to drop back. Caden Tufts will pick up P number 3 as Blade Timmons goes around, as that will put the number 23 up there in P number 2. Now what kind of lap times can he run down? Because now it's going to be like qualifying times for the driver of that number 23, because Caden Tufts is going to have to battle, because RS Center has now picked up the back bumper of him. And don't look now, Jonathan Atkins is also now closed back in on the battle here to stay inside the top 5. So second, third, fourth, and fifth all under the blanket here as we complete lap number 56.
Yeah, Timmons going to have some clear track, and we see the 88 of Tufts. He's going to kind of overcook it in a turn 1, go up high. That's going to give an opportunity for RS Center down the back straightaway. Still going to be that inside. He's going to tag him. The 88 going to get sideways and go up the racetrack. He's going to regather it. Center going to go through, and also Adkins going to get past that 88 of Caden Tufts. So within just a couple of laps, he's gone from second all the way back into fifth.
Just like that, in the blink of an eye, how your race can change. Caden Tufts now hanging on to the tail end of that top 5. He is the 5th position, as Sturgill's back there running in 6th, but he's got company right behind him. That's 09. Campbell is sitting there in car 09. Then it's going to be Carpenter and Aaron Davidson. Davidson trying to get up there. He knows how to run door-to-door with Michael Sturgill, but he's got a couple drivers in between him and Sturgill right now that are kind of, well, just holding off and defending right now. Campbell still all over that number 7 entry, but the Carpenter entry looks like he is having a little bit of handling issues on entry down there into turn number 3 as the VIP graphics number 03 of Aaron Davidson closes in once again on the back of him. So there is battles all through this top 10 currently, as 60 laps will be completed this time.
And it almost looks like the 31 of Carpenter is struggling to get the car slowed up, especially into turn 1. He kind of slid way up the racetrack, but he was lucky since Aaron Davidson right behind him did the exact same thing. And again, Davidson trying to go for that little gap that Carpenter's leaving in turn 1, but it's a gap that disappears very quickly. And now he's going to lunge there once again, still trying to get to the inside of that 31. Carpenter has got to start thinking about defending if he wants to hold on to 8th, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to, as once again there's still a gap on the bottom. Can he get there? Caution's going to fly and save Carpenter.
One car around, that's car number 28 of Aiden Christensen. He has turned it around and parked it into the outside retaining wall. It's still running, but he will lose a lap, as one driver also just came down to pit road. That was Mateo Lapointe. He came down to pit road here right before the caution flag did fly for the 3rd time this evening. There you see him as he rolls away. The 29, of Aiden Christensen rolling away. Let's take the replay and check what happened to car number 29 as he came down into 3. It looks like the rear end stepped out before he got into 3, just under braking. He tried to drift it around there, and unfortunately, driver side hard into the turn 4 wall.
Yeah, he started to lose it and then got up high on the racetrack right into those marbles, and once he hit those, there was no saving of that car. Immediately spun around and went into the wall. So 10 laps down now for Aiden Christensen with a lot of damage on that car. He's just kind of trying to get through as many laps as he can at this point.
So he'll head to pit road in car number 29 here tonight and see what he can do, if he can get back out here this evening, because, well, there is still a lot of racing left. We're only 64 laps into this one. And, of course, we got to thank a couple sponsors here while we have the time. We got to thank Karma Salon and Day Spa for coming on board. They are a big factor here with the Big Ten Super Series. And Kelly, I don't know if you like to, but we know Al Smith, who's usually here on Sunday night. He's out at the Knoxville Nationals tonight, so that's why we called you up here. But Al usually likes to get his nails done over at the Karma Salon and Day Spa, so I guess we're going to have to send you there after this one.
Border's closed.
That is a very good point. We'll see if we can get them a do-it-yourself manicure kit sent over the border.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I can't promise anything for results.
Well, if the worst comes to worst, we can always give that gift certificate to KR and see if he can get up there. He could always use a refreshment.
You think Al might be able to give me a few tips?
Probably not. But what we can tell you, race fans, is, well, it's our 3rd caution flag of the night, and we've had one race leader, Austin Edwards, the driver out of California, showing these drivers how to handle this. But now he's going to have a new dancing partner here when we get ready to go back racing. You see car number 23, Blade Timmons, has made his way now up here, so he's going to have to battle with the driver out of South Carolina. And RS Center now will restart car number 110 to the inside of row number 2. To the outside now, Jonathan Atkins will pick up that 4th position. That's your top 4 as we get ready to go green flag racing next time by at the starters line.
Edwards definitely did not want to see this caution fly, because Blade Timmons, after he got around Caden Tufts, he started to take a little bit of time out of that lead that Edwards had built up. So we'll have to see. Maybe Timmons can be the first real threat to Austin Edwards in this race tonight.
We still only have one driver out here tonight, and that is the 24 of Josh Cole. It looks like he has officially retired tonight here from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, so he is out of this race. As everybody else is back out there, it looks like the 29 of Christensen is back out there. We're go racing this time by as the iRacing.com pace truck is down and off the racing surface as the green flag is in the air. We're racing once again.
And a good launch from RS Center was able to get him to the inside of Blade Timmons, and big stack up behind them, the 7 car of Michael Sturgill. He got down into the 09 of Campbell Delaney. Luckily, everyone able to keep going in the right direction. And now that 23 of Blade Timmons still trying to fight back on the outside, but RS Center is going to take away second place. Now Caden Tufts trying to see if he can get back up there.
Yeah, remember Caden slid the tires a little while ago as him and RS Center made contact. That knocked the 88 back to 5th, but now he has worked his way back into the 4th position on the restart. One car still to the outside lane there. That's the 03 of Aaron Davidson, the old shed entries, trying to get back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Can't quite do it. Here comes, I thought he was going to get there. He's not. Justin Collison not going to quite be able to get that 12 machine there, so it will be Aaron Davidson holding on to the 8th position just inside the top 10, as now the battle is going to be for that, I believe. Oh, one car sideways, the 7 of Sturgill.
Yeah, Campbell Delaney just got into turn 3 a little too hot, got into the rear end of Sturgill, sent him right up the racetrack, and now everyone kind of shuffling positions. Looks like the 9 of Delaney going to give that spot back. He realized he kind of made a mistake there into turn 3. Not going to help Sturgill too much, as I believe he still loses 2 positions out of that.
So he will lose a couple spots. Campbell will lose a couple spots, and they will have to regroup. Now Campbell sideways as car number 28 was into the door there. Actually, sorry, that's car, I believe, that is car 28 of Colton Q. He was right into the door there of Campbell, which put him sideways. And now he'll have to regroup, because now Colton has the one that's on the outside and losing a couple spots. The only damage...
RS Center gets turned sideways from second place. Blade Timmons nearly wrecks him.
One of them going to go up over the turtles. That's the 88 of Caden Tufts. More contact down the back straightaway. Cars are everywhere. These drivers are hanging on to him, but boy, that was a wild ride there.
Yeah, nearly a big wreck at the front of the field, and that is going to cost RS Center, as he loses a ton of track position and loses a spot to the 88 of Caden Tufts. Now Blade Timmons going to try to chase down Austin Edwards. Meanwhile, RS Center trying to get to the inside of Caden Tufts.
How the tides have turned here tonight multiple times. That battle is still for 3rd here. We'll see if we can get the truck to cue back what just initially started all of that, and they actually say they have it here. Let's watch back the replay. There is Blade Timmons just right into the back of RS Center going into turn number 1, as I think the caution flag actually just came out.
Yes, for Luke Baldwin and for Brad Carpenter. They got into each other off of turn 4. They were completely stopped on the racetrack, but caution was not thrown by iRacing Race Control. The manually was thrown by Race Control here in the session, and hopefully we will be able to get everyone restacked.
So that'll bring out the 4th caution flag here as we close closer to the halfway point. Let's take a look back here. What happened to the Bob's Pet and Pond number 31? As Carpenter goes down to the inside, was rolling the bottom side of the speedway. It looks like Baldwin just made contact with the left rear, sending both cars around. They were both stopped on the exit of turn number 4. So that's what will bring out the caution flag. Right on board here with car number 7NY of Luke Baldwin. Carpenter moved up just about a half a lane. Baldwin tried to fill the hole, and unfortunately made the contact, and both of them went to the inside wall.
Yeah, he also had a car on his outside there. I think that was no, that wasn't the 28 of Bigley. There was a car on his outside that kind of closed out anything that the 31 could have done there. As he kind of got hit from the left rear and the right front and just got that car spun around.
Truck telling us that's actually car number 28. That's Colton Q there, and it's the 8 on the timing and scoring is what they're telling us. So
that's what the confusion was. I knew I saw 28 on the car, but when I selected car 28, it was a different 28.
Yeah, iRacing and the Trading Paints group likes to really play a little bit of confusion on us. That happens quite often here. But I heard they're hashtag it soon, Kelly. There's going to be a fix to that, but we're hashtag soon and believe it when we see it.
Well, if we could get letters after numbers like you see at your local short track, that could definitely make things a little easier for us here in the booth looking down on these cars. But things are going to get restacked once again. And again, Edwards had a huge lead over a second already and just completely wiped out by that caution, and maybe gives Timmins another chance to just get a better restart, because last time he pretty much was caught sleeping by Edwards, who didn't have the best jump. He spun the tires off the start, but still was able to get a good launch over Edwards, and the guy on that inside just kind of took away Timmins' chance to maybe go after Edwards.
Yeah, but this restart is also going to hurt Blade Timmins, because you got to think, remember, there was the contact between him and RS Center, which made the contact between Gate and Tufts. So now all these drivers are going to be sandwiched back up here, and we restart 2x2 next time by. So, I mean, maybe, I know it's still early, but maybe a little bad blood out there in the water here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. You don't want to say it's going to happen, but it's got to be in the back now of Blade Timmins' head as he's going to enter turn number 1 here.
Well, there's still over 120 laps to go, or when we come green, it will be 120 to go, and Edwards still has a long road ahead of him. Caden Tufts right on the rear of Edwards coming through turns 3 and 4. Now Edwards going to launch, and once again, not a great start from Timmins, and that is going to allow Tufts an opportunity to get himself back into second place.
The inside lane's the place to be. As one car around down there in the corner, I believe that's going to be... Is that Corey Bigley has gone around, and I believe the 28 of Colton Q is down on pit road. Somehow that car just jumped up and over pit wall, so we're going to have to wait for our truck to see and tell us what that one was about. But so both 28s involved here to bring out the caution flag once again here tonight. We just restarted, and we're back under that caution flag here tonight. Let's take the look back and see. Watch the 28 car. He's to the outside lane, and oh, it gets a little bumper tag, and not quite sure. I believe the great physics may have caught Colton there and put him back to pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to Colton Coe. Is he kind of just got into Bigley, and then suddenly his car was on pit road. So really confused what happened there. It looks like Bigley doesn't get too much damage off of that. He hasn't been having the best night. He was caught up in a few accidents earlier on, and then may have gotten some more damage from those turtle shells in the inside, now getting sent around to the outside wall at turn 1. So that car has been taking a few knocks, but still looks like it's going strong.
One car going to get the wave around here. That's going to be Aiden Christensen. He'll take the wave around, so he'll get one of his, I believe it's 11 laps back here tonight. So he'll be back to running 17th, but he's got a couple cars ahead of him that are down on pit road, possibly going to be able to nurse this one back around here. He'll be close to getting that top 10, not too long, but it will be Austin Edwards, Caden Tufts. Blade Timmins fell back to 3rd. RS Center is 4th. Jonathan Atkins currently rounding out your top 5 drivers here, with Aaron Davidson just outside the top 5. And for a driver that said he's not a short track driver, had to buy the track to even enter the race here tonight, he is really not doing too bad.
Yeah, definitely not doing too bad at all. Is still Austin Edwards, a strong, dominant lead he's had tonight. He hasn't really been challenged by anyone. Caden Tufts once again going to be on that outside, but this might help Timmins once this time, because he's been struggling on those restarts from that second lane, and that's understandable. If he's running on one monitor, he's kind of having to keep tapping that look left button to make sure he's equal with Austin Edwards, and it's hard to get a good jump from that outside lane. So hopefully from the inside, maybe Timmins will be able to stick with Edwards this time.
Yeah, you can put that 23 right up on the back bumper and possibly stay with him. Of course, RS Center's getting very good restarts all night long in the 110, so we'll have to watch him. Somebody that has battled back from his wreck, it does look like Jeremy Little is now just outside the top 10 with car number 55. Watch Jeremy Little try and work his magic and come back through the field here. Luke Baldwin also back there sitting in the 12th position, but I believe the iRacing lights are out, and Kelly, once again, no lap completed under green. Single file restart here. It'll be 86 in the book when we come green.
So that actually won't help Blade Timmons, as now he's going to be 2 cars back and stuck in that 3rd position. He's going to have to try to get around Caden Tufts. Caden going to try to stick with Austin Edwards. Edwards going to launch it off of turn 4, and we are back racing. A great launch from Edwards as he opens up that gap immediately going into turn 1.
Yeah, Tufts going to be falling back about 2.5 car lengths possibly there, as here comes Blade Timmons working back. Oh, Timmons had a quick little run through the center of 1 and 2, and then had nowhere to go with and got a little loose out of the corner exit. So right now, coming back around here to complete the first lap back to green flag, it'll be Austin Edwards, Caden Tufts, and Blade Timmons. Your top 3 drivers here is lap 87 is completed here tonight. Everybody now right around the bottom. That conveyor belt is going around the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
And we just got our 3rd retirement of the race. Colton Coe in the 8 machine. He's going to pull it behind the wall after his little incident in turn 1. Now we've got a battle for 2nd place. Timmons trying to get to the inside of that 88, and he is going to get to the inside coming off of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Bit of an advantage to that outside lane of Tufts, as he was able to get a good launch. Now we're going to get another guy trying to get involved with this. RS Center, he's trying to find a way around Timmons while Timmons is battling with Tufts.
That outside lane really working there for Caden Tufts. A little bit of a bobble down there in 1 and 2, but that youngster will get a great run down the back straightaway. We've seen him get better runs off turn number, a little contact. I was going to say off turn number 4 here, but a little contact with Blade Timmons will move the 88 up the speedway. Now here comes RS Center. He'll stick the nose down to the inside of turn number 1, but here comes that 88 once again firing back. He's able to get real good runs for some, well, for having some damage like that on the outside.
Yeah, he was trying to get to that rear bumper of the 23 of Timmons, but now he's going to have to try to defend against the 110 of RS Center, who's got that inside line on him and not quite going to have enough of a run on the outside of Caden Tufts. He's going to be dropping back, and now it's going to kind of put him into the clutches. Oh, he's going to take a tag on the inside, and he's going to move way up the racetrack and lose ground to Jonathan Adkins as well.
Yeah, Atkins gets on through there also. Now here comes the 03 of Aaron Davidson. Davidson looking to try and make the move to the inside. Not going to quite be able to do it. Didn't want to force the envelope with that 03 entry, so he just holds on to that 6th position. Right now, he's 1 spot out of the money just behind them. Collison is sitting there in car number 12, and Michael Sturgill is sitting there. Here comes now the 03, the VIP graphics number 03 of Aaron Davidson, trying to work his way inside to the top 5 for the first time this evening.
Caden Tufts once again going to try to battle it back on that outside lane, and he's going to nearly get tagged from the 03 of Davidson, who kind of got a little tight at the middle of 3 and 4, but still going to be able to recover and try to make a move. Just meanwhile, right behind them, looked like Michael Sturgill taking a look to the inside of Collison. Collison's going to fend him off while these guys are still side by side in front of them.
Yeah, great battle here. Oh, Davidson going to slide up, almost hit the inside wall there. That's what forced him to slide up the speedway. A little contact. Caden Tufts has been the pinball here tonight in the first half of this race. He has been pinballed around. He's been as high as running 2nd, and now it's as low as the 6th position that he is being scored in. When he comes back around here this time, he'll slide up. Oh, Collison sideways, kind of wheel hopped it going down into turn number 3. Was able to gather it up. Now he's sideways again. Had to really catch it loose off turn number 4, just ahead of him. Caden Tufts was also scraping the outside wall out of turn number 4.
Meanwhile, up towards the front, the lead Austin Edwards had is kind of disappearing. Blade Timmons trying to reel him in. Meanwhile, RS Center trying to keep along with these 2 guys. Austin Edwards going to open up that gap just by a couple hundredths of a second that time. So we kind of have a bit of a drag race between the 18 and the 23 trying to chase each other down.
So right now, coming to complete this lap, 2 laps away from the halfway point, Austin Edwards is still the race leader. Blade Timmons, RS Center, Jonathan Atkins, and then that's when you find the Aaron Davidson entry, Caden Tufts, Justin Collison, and Michael Sturgill. They're all right there. This battle underneath the blanket here, coming to get halfway just next time by. Well, who's going to lead the halfway point? I think Austin Edwards might have enough in the tank just to at least lead the halfway point. He has dominated this race here tonight. One car was a little bit sideways, and I believe one car has gone around. Aiden Christensen down in 3 and 4 once again. That's car number 29 has gone around to bring out the 6th caution flag here tonight. The 3rd time car number 29 has been into the outside retaining wall. Looks like his car is still fired.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got in a little too low in turns 3 and maybe dipped his tires down below the banking and just upset the balance of his car because he just went spinning out off of turn 3 up into that turn 4 wall. And Austin Edwards, though, he is going to guarantee himself the most laps led as we come around on lap 101. He has led every single lap of this race so far, been just a dominant leader ever since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, that's something that he really likes to do, is once he gets out front, he just kind of tries to run away and hide, and that's exactly what he has done here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. So Austin Edwards will clinch the most laps led, like you said. Congratulations to him for picking up that award here tonight. Blade Timmons still has not been able to lead a lap. Well, that's because Austin Edwards has led them all. Here's the question, though. We're over the halfway point home. Kelly, do you come down here under the caution flag to possibly put tires on, or do you just try and keep that track position you have if you're Austin Edwards or Blade Timmons?
I wouldn't be surprised if we have some takers for the in these next few caution periods, especially maybe even this time around. I wouldn't be surprised to see some guys come down and can maybe split the race in half. As we mentioned earlier, there is a second set of tires in the pits for these guys. And this track does just shred up those tires, so maybe those guys will be trying to save those tires for later on, maybe the last quarter of this race, and maybe try to charge the field while everyone else is struggling with worn tires.
Yeah, it looks like 2 drivers down on pit road. Here's Jeremy Little, and they are going to put 4 tires on the 55, the driver out of Greenville, South Carolina. Another driver, it looks like, I believe, that's going to be the 28 there. Of Corey Bigley. He will take his tires also. So both those drivers are going to take tires here on the caution flag number 6 tonight. Over the halfway point home, Austin Edwards is the race leader. Well, we got to thank each and every one of you race fans for tuning in out there tonight, whether you're watching us live on the Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube side of things, or if you're catching us live here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Facebook page. We thank you for tuning in. To watch the Big Ten Super Series here tonight is at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Tonight, the RS Button Box is 200. Brought to you live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed so far tonight's program, as we're not quite done. Still a little bit under the halfway point left to go here tonight. We should be seeing 1 lap to go before we fire them back off here. It should be about about 95. I was going to add another 195 laps onto this.
And word's coming down from race control. The 29 machine has been parked, so that's going to be the end of the night for Aiden Christensen after his latest spin. We are now missing 4 cars from our original 19 starters, but caution lights are going to go out on the pace truck, and hopefully we are going to be getting back to a nice, good green flag run.
So as the iRacing.com pace truck does make its way down there, they'll be taking the green flag this time by out of turn number 4. When they come down here, there's the flagman. He has the green flag in his hand. He is waiting for the field, Austin Edwards says, chase me to turn 1. Here we go. As the green flag's back out, Blade Timmons with a big move from the outside lane down to the inside lane. He will insert himself. That's the best restart car number 23 has had here tonight as they go single file for the first 3 positions. Sideways for car 17 of Atkins. He was sideways. Now he's going to get a little loose going down into turn number 3. He'll have company to the inside. Here comes Aaron Davidson of the VIP graphics entry.
Yeah, good start from some of these guys. That was finally the restart that Timmons needed to do, but Davidson also getting a great run, still trying to get around that 17 machine, but he is going to hang on to it. Jonathan Adkins, great run off the high side. He is going to hold on to 4th place. Blade Timmons, though, he's catching up to Austin Edwards. Edwards kind of under the most pressure he's really been under at all tonight.
Currently still holding on to that spot. There's battles and drama all over the raceway. Here comes the 7NY of Luke Baldwin, the youngster. Races, I believe, Legends cars on the asphalt side of things. Luke Baldwin down to the inside with his Mustang. He will try and take away that spot there from the number 7 of Michael Sturgill. And Sturgill holds the outside lane. Car still looks good, but he has dropped a couple spots from where he was running inside the top 5. He'll take the nose of the 7NY off that time down into the corner. So will be Michael Sturgill holding on. They go single file inside the top 10. So single file here with 90 laps to go next time by here tonight. But man, Sturgill keeps leaving that bottom side open. Luke Baldwin's going to fill the hole.
Meanwhile, Sturgill is trying to get around Delaney. These guys really haven't been able to get away from each other at all tonight. It seems like every time we look, the 7 and the 9 have been battling back and forth. Just in front of them, though, the 12 of Justin Collison, he's going to get around Caden Tufts. Caden has been moving backwards pretty much since the start of this race. He started in second place, but has been slowly slipping back ever since.
Yeah, and let me ask you, Kelly, he went down there in turn 1 probably 70 laps ago, and he did hit the turtles. That car was airborne, but we did see him drive back through the field a little bit. But how much damage could that have possibly done? As now you see the 12 of Collison, he just hit the turtles a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely could have banged up something underneath the car, could have maybe bent the suspension or even just damaged the bodywork, but whatever it is, hasn't affected Tufts too terribly much, as he's still able to hold on to a top 10 position, but now he's sitting outside the money positions.
You don't want to be outside when the big checks are handed out at the end of this one. Collison back here battling that Sturgill that was trying to make it go to the inside. He'll now take a peek to the outside. Not going to have a run, though, that time, as he was a little sideways. So was the 12 of Collison, but they got to, well, save the tires a little bit. Still a lot of racing left to go. Here comes the 7 and Y back to the inside of Baldwin. Can Baldwin make the inside lane work? Still, Sturgill going to really drive it off that time. Maybe just a little too far. Now that's going to open up the inside. Hard driving here as both drivers sideways all 4.
Yeah, he tried to drive hard into turn 3, but Justin Collison in front of him kind of wiggled a little bit and maybe kind of took away the position that Sturgill, or the line that Sturgill was wanting to run there. That forced him to go way up high, and now he's still running up high, giving Baldwin those opportunities to look towards the bottom, but just not quite able to get a good enough run to be able to catch that 7 of Michael Sturgill.
So he just holds the position for the time being, but he's right up underneath the bumper, and Bigley is back there also in car number 28, and then there is the 31 of Carpenter's back there also, so he's not running away with it. Oh, big moment there to the outside. The 88's going to scrape the wall off turn 4. Caden Tufts tonight is not going to be his night. That car is falling backwards. Now here comes the 7 of Sturgill. He'll try to make the pass. Then it'll be the 7 and Y of Baldwin, who now has the inside. So that, oh, contact the 88 around.
And caution is going to fly as the 88's night goes from bad to worse. Really, Caden Tufts just cannot catch a break, as he's now going to be at the back of the field after starting pretty much on the front.
Yeah, I don't know if that was net code or from the damage on the left front of the 88 of Caden, but he has just gone around to bring out the 7th caution flag here this evening, here on lap 119 out of the 200 scheduled. So, man, what a rough one for car number 88. He came in with a lot of high hopes here tonight. Now let's take the look back. What happened? Carpenter also involved in this one, I do see. There's a little scrape to the outside, down the back straightaway for car 88, and then down into the corner. And Kelly, we hate to call it, we hate to say it, netcode is going to be the bearer of bad news here to the 88 of Caden Tufts.
Yeah, netcode is going to be causing that, but while we're talking about the previous caution, everyone has decided to come down pit road. It is time for those new tires, and I think every single driver, every single one of these 15 cars that are still running has come down pit road to take their extra set of tires. We're going to see who's going to be able to get the best run out of pit road, and maybe see if someone can finally jump Austin Edwards.
One driver not coming to pit road, though. Note that is going to be Jeremy Little. Jeremy Little did, of course, come down pit road earlier in the night and to win the battle off pit road. How about RS Center taking the fast pit stop here tonight? RS Center 4 tires and fuel. Car number 110 will restart this race here in P number 2. Blade Timmons will come out running 3rd here this evening out of the pit road, and then it's going to be Jonathan Atkins, and Austin Edwards falls from your race lead all the way back to 5th.
And that was an absolute nightmare stop for Austin Edwards. Lost a ton of positions off of that, and now sitting currently scored in 5th place, though, with Jeremy Little not taking tires. I don't think he's going to be able to hang on to the top spot for very long.
Well, remember, he did just come down pit road. I believe that was on lap 104 for Jeremy Little. So he has been recently to pit road. The question being, though, how long or how hard did he push the tires on that 55? So we'll see. if he can hang on. There you see the 88 of Caden Tuss just out in front of your race leader, so we'll see if he does get that wave around of the pace truck there so he can tag the back of the field. Currently is sitting on the tail end of the lead lap here as Jeremy Little is your new race leader tonight here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. He is the first race leader that is not named Austin Edwards, so it's our first official lead change, even though it does come here underneath this caution flag. But, you know, it's going to be the first time we see Austin Edwards having to work through traffic now. He'll have to come from the 5th position. It's going to be interesting. Have one of your fastest drivers now having to restart in traffic.
Yeah, we've seen what he can do in clear air. Let's see what he can do with a bunch of cars around him, and if he can make any passes. We've seen a lot of these guys been struggling to make moves tonight, especially earlier on when the tires were fresh, and now that pretty much everyone has got fresh tires, you're pretty much just going to have to hope for a guy to make a mistake to be able to make a pass.
So the restart here on lap 124. It'll be 123 in the books. It'll be Jeremy Little, RS Center on the front. Here we come back into the restart zone, and green flag is back up, and a big slide by car 55 of Jeremy Little, but he'll lead us into the corner.
Once again, Blade Timmons not going to get started. Oh, caution's going to come out immediately. Looks like we may have had the 51 or 31 of Brad Carpenter get turned around on the outside of turn 1.
So the Bob's Pet and Pod number 31, the green machine out there tonight, bringing out the 8th caution flag of the evening on lap number 125. So let's watch this back right from the restart here. What happens to the 31? As he's got the 88 of Caden Tuss overshoots the corner and right into the back of the Bob's Pet and Pond entry. And the 31 of Carpenter backs her into the outside wall. That's what's going to bring out the caution flag here. Watch it on board. Our RS Button Box's onboard camera with Brad Carpenter as he goes down into the corner. And Caden was willing to drive it off just a little bit farther than what Brad Carpenter was.
And with that caution coming out almost immediately and us not getting a lap in, this next restart is going to be single file. So Jeremy Little going to have a bit more of an advantage, not going to have a car alongside him going into turn 1 this time. Hopefully he is going to be able to get a bit better of a start, because we saw him spin those tires on that last restart and nearly kind of got himself into trouble with RS Center.
Yeah, won't have to worry about that this time. We've seen Austin Edwards a couple times take these drivers on the single file restarts, go right up to the outside wall and turn it down. You see that a lot in dirt racing all around the country, all around the world, if you will. Kelly, I saw something for the first time today. I was paging through the dreaded black hole of Facebook, and I stumbled across, obviously you know what big block modifieds are. You race them here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But I saw him making right-hand turns up there at a street course. I've never seen that before.
Can't say that I've seen that either. I don't think you'd even be able to try that on iRacing, because those things don't make right turns very well. So going to have to be some sort of setup wizardry going on underneath of those big blocks that you saw, and that must have been an interesting sight and probably very loud with the engines kind of echoing off the walls.
It was an absolute masterpiece. Couldn't understand anything the commentators were saying. You might have been able to, you know, being from up there in Canada, but you talk about crazy ideas, and that leads right into Austin Edwards' crazy ideas. He is one of those drivers that are willing to put up some of the most weirdest, strangest combinations of cars here on iRacing, and I mean, we got to thank him for doing that, because of course they're the ideas that we think up, and he puts it to I don't know. It's absolute crazy. If you don't follow the Austin Edwards setup shop over there on Discord, you need to, because the things that he comes up with, Kelly, it'll make you shake your head, but then you go, that's kind of interesting. We should try that.
Well, that's the beauty of iRacing, is that you can try any sort of car track combination that maybe wouldn't work in real life, but while we've been sitting here talking, the pace truck has turned its lights off. We are going to get back to racing. Jeremy Little still leading this race. It's going to be a single file restart, as we said, since we didn't get a full lap in before the last caution.
So Jeremy Little, RS Center, Jonathan Atkins, Blade Timmons, your top four. It looks like Rusty will restart. Yeah, I'm reading that right. Rusty did get around Austin Edwards there on the restart. So green flag back into the air here tonight. It will be Jeremy Little. That leads us to turn number 1. A great start, though, by RS Center, who'll be taking the peak to the inside.
Still trying to get a nose to the inside of that 55, and he will. What a great run on the inside. and just kind of showing the difference between some fresh tires and a set of tires. Oh, a caution's going to come out and is going to save Jeremy Little. It sounded like we had a big accident in turn 3 and 4.
Couple cars going around. Caden Tuss is involved. It looks like the 31 of Carpenter is involved also. Justin Collison is involved, and maybe the 4 car of Cameron might be also involved down here tonight. So a big wreck for the 9th caution flag of the evening here on lap number 131. Bringing out the caution. Let's go back. Let's dissect it. What happened here? Was it out in front of the 31 of Carpenter at the time?
It was the 6.
Oh, the 6 going around, and a whole bunch of people piling in there. So one we're going to have to rewatch here in just a couple of seconds from the truck.
And the 6 of Rusty Modesty was a little high coming off of turn 4 and just got himself into the wall. I don't quite know if he maybe just misjudged how wide his car was, but just ended up scraping into the wall, and that just caused a huge checkup with the cars behind him.
See if we can watch it coming into 3 and 4 here. We're going to see it right there. Goes around the 12, and nowhere for everybody else to go to as they all piled in on the bottom side of the speedway. Caden tried to sneak his way through, just was unable to, and well, that puts us right back under the caution flag, and you talked about it. Jeremy Little did get saved by that caution flag. He will still be the race leader here tonight when we do fire things back off after the 9th caution flag of the evening. Race fans, are you interested, though, in the Big Ten Super Series? Well, you don't have to look any farther than just right down in the description of our broadcast link here tonight if you're watching us tonight on YouTube. Because, well, the Big Ten Super Series has something new coming for you. Sunday nights, the Big Ten Super Series will be racing 5 weeks at the Concord Speedway. It's the home track series. If you know anything about the Big Ten Super Series, you know the Big Ten Super Series originated down running at the Concord Speedway in real life. We kind of taken and transplanted the name and brought it right here to the iRacing.com platform. So the Big Ten Super Series taking it back to the home tracks. 5 weeks, different variant temperatures, track conditions, and setups will be provided by the Big Ten Super Series. So make sure if you're interested in running at the Concord Speedway with the Big Ten Super Series with some of the best iRacing.com drivers on the short track side of things, like defending champion Ryan Kuhn. He'll be returning this season for the short track hometown series. Head on over to the Big Ten Super Series on Facebook.com. Contact them. Hop into the Discord today for the Big Ten Super Series and get on track tomorrow. That is coming up. All that coverage will be live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network coming in the next couple of weeks because all that news just dropped today at lunchtime. So there's plenty of time to get signed up and on the track with the Big Ten Super Series. But next time by, we'll be ready to go back green flag racing with the Big Ten Super Series number 55 of Jeremy Little out front.
Yeah, Jeremy Little didn't seem like he had the tires to be able to hold off RS Center, but we'll see what he's going to be able to do this time around. Coming off of turn number 4, waiting on the 55. When's he going to go? There he is. He's going to have a great launch. So is the 17 of Jonathan Adkins right on the rear bumper of RS Center going into turn 1.
One driver up into the outside wall, I believe that was the 28 of Bigley. He was into the outside wall, but he kept it going, so he stayed green flag racing. Down into turn number 3 they come. Jeremy Little still the race leader, but here comes RS Center. He got a great run last time as he took that peak to the inside, as of now he will run even into turn number 1.
Little going to give Center a lot of space on the bottom side. He's kind of realizing that his tires just don't quite have the grip, and that is going to allow RS Center to take over the race lead. Jonathan Adkins going to try to follow Center through and get around Jeremy Little. Little just trying to stay out of the way until these guys burn off their tires maybe, and maybe he can kind of tag back on and hold on to a money position.
One driver coming to pit road, though. Aaron Davidson tagged the wall and bounced his way right into pit road. So he is down on pit road with car 03 right now. We'll see if he can get back out onto the speedway. Campbell picking up a spot there. Actually, that's Caden Tuss picking up a spot from Campbell. So that'll put the youngster out of Canada right back into the 7th position. The 88 of Caden Tuss now running in the 7th spot right behind the 7 of Michael Sturgill. Jeremy Little has found a home, though, back into the 5th position right behind Austin Edwards, who led majority of this race.
Yeah, Edwards trying to fight his way back up into the lead. He kind of got dropped back to 6th place over those last few restarts, but now has made up 2 positions. Caution going to fly once again. Looks to be once more the 28 of Corey Bigley just not having a good night.
Yeah, Bigley in car 28. You see it's been beaten and banged and battered around here this evening. He will bring out the 10th caution flag of the evening. Well, let's take the look back here on Corey Bigley and see what happened. He was battling with car number 12 of Justin Collison as they went down into turn number 1. And, well, two drivers, one spot on the racetrack. One of them goes around and he comes to a complete stop up there. So Corey just pinballing off the number 12 of Collison. And then coming to a stop, he'll actually bring his number 28 to pit road here under this caution flag to see if there's anything really knocked out of it, if the toe was knocked out or what. But it does look like he should be able to get back out. Aaron Davidson, though, it looks like he has retired here tonight. So Aaron Davidson in car 03, the VIP graphics entry, is out of this race tonight. Unfortunately, because he was up inside the top 5 at one point. For a short track driver that says he's not into short tracks and had to buy it, he still had one fast hot rod here tonight, so he'll be unfortunate to finish back into the 15th position. So that still leaves us with 14 cars out there on the racetrack and 14 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, Cameron McHone going to get a wave around this time. He's going to tag on to the tail end of the field, probably just behind Corey Bigley, who's now leaving pit road after getting just a little bit of repairs on that race car. That machine, though, is looking fairly beat up and has been beat up quite a bit. Oh, and he is actually going to get parked for the night.
So one too many spin cycles for car number 28 of Bigley, so he will be parked by our officials here tonight. That's, well, you need the laps to try, but tonight is not going to be the night. I believe it was a 3-strike rule here, so 3 strikes and you're parked here this evening. So he will join the likes of Christensen, Davidson, Coe, LaPointe, and Cole all down there behind the wall, watching from the grandstands at this point here tonight as we continue to pace for the 10th caution flag of the evening here on lap 144. Once again, we got to thank everybody that is tuning in here tonight, watching the Big Ten Super Series race here from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, presented by RS Button Boxes. Of course, RS Button Boxes, the premier sponsor for the Big Ten Super Series. You can find them on Facebook.com. If you can draw it and you can dream it, they will be able to put it into a physical button box for all you race fans. One button, dial switches, anything, knobs that you need, RS Button Boxes has you covered. Contact them today to compete with some of the best iRacers on iRacing.com. This time by, though, the pace truck lights are off once again.
And we're going to get these cars stacked up double file, and this will definitely be an interesting restart coming up to the 3/4 way mark on lap 145. And we have a fairly strong quartet of cars up at the front. RS Center, Jonathan Adkins, Blade Timmons, and Austin Edwards. These guys have been up front pretty much the entire time, and Edwards actually has been leading almost the majority of this race.
So as he has led the most laps here tonight, will he be able to get back to the top spot here? Coming back into the restart zone, green flag back into the air. RS Center says, here we go. Let's dance him down into turn number 1. As they come down into turn number 1, it will be RS Center, and then Jonathan Atkins will insert himself down there into P number 2. Blade Timmons takes P number 3. Austin Edwards will fall back into that 4th position. Sturgill, though, is the one under attack because here comes the 55 a little. He got a little bumper tag by Caden Tuss. First lap back to green. RS Center at the front.
Yeah, Caden Tuff's had a bit of a wiggle off of turn 4 there after getting into the 55, and now that's going to allow the 07 of Luke Baldwin to get to that inside and try to get away with it. But we saw earlier on, Caden Tuffs was able to hang on that outside line fairly well. Oh, the 55 getting very sideways. He's gone into the grass. He's going to keep it off the wall, but going to slide up in front of the 12, and he gets hit.
Caution lights are going to come back out onto the speedway. A very hard hit there for the 55 of Jeremy Little as he had it locked up, but the grass was used as like an accelerator down there. That car was not going to stop as it pointed back into the wrong direction, came across the lanes of traffic, bringing out the 11th caution flag here tonight. Take the look back at it and watch the 55. Goes to gas it up and just takes the slide and tried to drive it out for a moment, and then unfortunately just got T-boned in the right rear quarter panel. Jeremy Little does a big spin around and lands it back on the wheels and kept it going right on board here. And just watch how fast he comes blazing through the grass.
And really, Justin Collison, I took a look from his view in the cockpit. Pretty much that entire time for Collison, he couldn't see the 55. He was completely hidden behind that A-pillar. And it wasn't until pretty much he was entering turn 1 that this 55 suddenly slid up in front of the 12. So really no opportunity for the 12 to slow down and avoid that spinning car.
Yeah, we rode just on board there with Justin Collison with our Johnson chassis onboard camera, and it was one hard hit, that is for sure. We'll see if both drivers will be able to carry on. There you see the 55 of Jeremy Little down on pit road trying to see what kind of damage needs to be fixed on the 55, but Justin Collison is still out there. He's got the Johnson chassis underneath that, so that car is still out there rolling, but we will see how much damage has really been done to the number 12 of Collison and see if he can work his way back through the field or if that car is wounded and just will be limping around here tonight, because we are under the 50 laps to go here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway here for the Big Ten Super Series. RS Center finds himself out front here after the halfway point home, and Jonathan Atkins is back there in second with Blade Timmons still in third. Austin Edwards, who has led the majority of this race here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, is back there running fourth. And how about Mr. Omega Cup himself? Michael Sturgill is sitting there with the Goodwrench Chevy, driver out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and he is running in fifth. Caden Tuss is going to give another go of it. He'll restart back there in the sixth position. His car is very damaged and wounded here tonight, but still looks like it has some short-run speed if he can get back down to the bottom on a restart.
Yeah, he's just looking to get himself into the money positions here, currently sitting sixth. Payouts for the top 5, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 100 for the winner. And that currently is being held by RS Center. He's trying to turn a $5 entry fee into a $100 payout.
I mean, it sounds like a great night to me on iRacing if I was behind the wheel. But I'm not. We're up here in the booth because we'd probably be, not very good out there against some of these drivers. Kelly, you like to run some dirt as of late, and so do I, but they don't have dirt here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
I can run dirt, I can run road, I can run big speedways, but these short tracks, something about their skill set eludes me. I'd probably be running around the back, and that's the reason why I'm in the booth when it comes to short track races.
Yeah, it's a little bit safer up here. All you got to worry about is Al Smith tripping with his French fries coming up the stands, but he's not here tonight, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about the pace truck because it's down and off the racing surface as the green flag is back out here. After our 11th caution flag tonight, RS Center will lead us to turn number 1. Everybody giving chase. Here comes the Florence, South Carolina driver of Blade Timmons back down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll challenge for second as we head to turn 3.
Yeah, not a great start from Jonathan Adkins. He was kind of caught sleeping there on the outside. Just behind them, though, the 09 and the 31 getting into each other. Campbell Delaney going to hang on to it, but here comes the 12 of Justin Collison. He's got a pretty banged up front end, but he does not care. He's trying to get that 12 machine as far to the front as he can.
And just ahead of them, Sturgill still to the inside here with the 88 of Caden Tuss. So these drivers are battling for that final 5th position. Tuss sideways, really letting that one hang out. Oh boy, that driver would love that spot. But man, he's got to hold on to that because now here comes that 7NY. That is Luke Baldwin in the 7NY, the Rep Sports Tommy Baldwin entry. You see him back there running in that 7th spot. He won't be able to pick up the 6th spot from Caden Tuss. Not right now because the top 10 all go single file. Carpenter sideways. He was headed to the infield grass, but the Bob's Pet and Pond number 31 was able to keep it underneath him, and he gathered it up. It looked like he was going to be like Jeremy Little just did for the bring out the last caution flag, and that was fly off turn number 4, headed to the inside wall.
Yeah, some great car control to hang on to it. Towards the front, though, Blade Timmons trying to catch up to RS Center. Meanwhile, he's under pressure from the 17 of Jonathan Adkins, who's recovered from that rough start that he had on the previous restart. And just behind them, Austin Edwards trying to find his way back up into the lead. He had so much speed earlier on when he was in clean air at the front of the field, but now stuck in 4th place with the laps ticking down. He's got to start making some moves.
Edwards probably back there playing a little bit of the possum right now. He still knows there's a lot of racing left to go. The laps are counting down. Once they get under 30 to go is when you're probably going to see him really start to press, or at least that's what I would think. You're going to see the youngster out of California start to really address the envelope. And, well, Jonathan Atkins says maybe we're not going to wait that long because we got to get around the very aggressive Blade Timmons entry, who is sitting in second right now. Coming by this time, their complete lap number 160, working 161 out of the 200 scheduled here from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. And, man, a good one so far. Maybe Edwards thinking, though, he's going to see a caution flag or two yet before the end of this race.
He needs to start making some moves, though. He's got the speed. We've seen him close up to Jonathan Adkins, but he's kind of backed off from making any sort of move. Meanwhile, though, Michael Sturgill has caught right up behind them, so we've got our 5 money-paying positions pretty much nose to tail here on the back straightaway.
Yeah, right now they're checked out by about, 1.2 seconds. That's Michael Sturgill over Caden Tuss. It's about a little over 2, not quite to the 2.5 marker for leader RS Center, back to that 6th position. So you're right, your top 5 right now running single file, just trying to log some laps out to see if they can really make this come to just the 5 cars out front here. They don't want, Baldwin or Delaney or Tuss to be able to come back up here and battle with them. They'd like to just settle it out and kind of see where the cards may fall at the end of this one.
Each one of these 5 is basically guaranteed to make their money back and then some, as long as they hold on to this position. So that's probably what's kind of making them a little more timid when it comes to making passes here, because they know if one wrong move will throw them way back in the field, and with only a handful of laps remaining, to be a tall order to get themselves back up towards the front. But now Austin Edwards, he lunged off of turns 2 there and kind of got right up to the bumper of Jonathan Adkins, but didn't have any opportunity to make a move. So Edwards really needs to look for a chance to pass Adkins, because these laps, the time remaining is ticking away.
Every time we come back across the stripe, a lap comes off, and Austin Edwards, who had the quick time with the Track Time Entertainment number 18 here tonight, his time is running out of the hourglass as we ride on board with Johnson Chassis on board, as I believe, a couple cars having some problems, as I believe the number 12 of Justin Collison having some problems, bringing out the 12th caution flag of the evening here. So, caution-riddled race here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, and we'll have to watch it back. I believe Carpenter might also have been involved in this one on lap number 166 here tonight. Let's take the look back and see what happened to these 2 drivers. They're battling just inside the top 10 at the time. There you see Collison sideways as he was trying to gather up to 12, and Carpenter right into the back, and Carpenter comes to a stop there. Maybe just a little bit of an overdrive there by the 31 of Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter just kind of coming into the corner a little too hot, maybe misjudged it a little bit, maybe just missed his braking point. And that's one thing about these longer races, is as the races get long or go on, these guys get tired and start to lose focus. So they've been driving here for over an hour and 15 minutes, and with short track racing, you don't really get much time to think when you're actually under green flag conditions.
Yeah, I usually lose place if it's turn 1 or turn 3 when I'm out there. That's usually how fast, everybody else is going. I look like, I'm not going very fast, but I feel like I'm going fast out there and lose place. These drivers that are out front, they go fast. They can really think on their toes, and that's RS Center and Blade Timmons. They're still 1 and 2 as they come across the stripe here under our caution flag this evening. We will be under 30 laps to go. Nobody else has any tires left that are left here at the front of the field, and actually everybody here tonight has made at least 1 pit stop, so everybody has used their tires up. So there's not going to be anybody coming to pit road to put on for Mr. Feelgoods here the rest of the way. So what you got is what you get, that is for sure. RS Center, Blade Timmons, Jonathan Atkins, Austin Edwards, and Michael Sturgill, your top 5 positions here.
And we've seen Blade Timmons struggle on these restarts while starting in 2nd place, and we'll have to see what Austin Edwards is going to do here, because if he can get a good jump, maybe try to make a move underneath Timmons and maybe try to follow Adkins through, he might be able to start closing up or getting a few more positions and trying to make his way towards the front. We saw he had the pace. It looked like he was faster than Adkins, but was just stuck behind him and couldn't find a gap.
Well, we'll see if any of these drivers can get around that Ryan Coons Motorsports bag number 110 entry out there tonight. As a couple drivers that are down on pit road are Jeremy Little, Corey Bigley, Aaron Davidson, Aiden Christensen, Cohen Co. And looks like LaPointe's down there, and so is Cole. They've been out of this race for a little while. Unfortunately, they had early exits. Of course, Aaron Davidson is out there tuning in tonight. Aaron, unfortunately, not able to finish this one off here tonight as he made that abrupt trip to pit road, so he is out of the event watching. But it's still anybody's ball game. As the laps counting down, they're going to start to pull that check out, Kelly, and that's when the boys are really going to have to pull the straps tight.
Yeah, as you said, payouts to the top 5. Currently, Michael Sturgill holding on to the last payout positions. Caden Tufts trying to get himself back into the money. We'll see who's going to take home cash here tonight. Coming off a turn 4, RS Center going to fire it off. And as I said, a bad start from that 23 of Blade Timmons, and that's going to drop him down into 3rd. Now he's going to get to the bumper of that 17, try to force that 17 loose, but no deal for him. Here comes the 18 of Austin Edwards. He's going to look to the inside of the 23.
He was just to the outside lane, exiting turn number 2, into the inside lane, entering turn number 3, because he got to the inside of that number 23 of Blade Timmons real quick, cut the nose off of the number 7 of Michael Sturgill, and now he's going to be looking to pick up 3rd here. Can Austin Edwards get back to 3rd?
Oh, Sturgill gets turned.
Sturgill around off the 88 of Caden Tufts. That will bring out the 13th caution flag of the evening, and Caden going after the number 7 of Michael Sturgill here, and now it looks like he'll think better of it and he'll hit the brakes. But boy, that could have had some real bad, well, that could have wadded up half the field coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, thankfully that those 2 drivers were able to get those cars moving fairly quickly before the rest of the field piled in, but bit of a costly error from the 2 of them, as they were kind of battling for the money-paying positions, and now are probably going to be both are going to be forced back towards the end of the field, out of the money, and that's going to give an opportunity for that 9 car of Campbell Delaney. 09 on the car, 9 on the scoring sheet.
Now let's take a look back here and see if we can find the issue between the 88 here. As down the back straightaway, Caden was to the outside. We've seen him wrapped up in a couple wrecks here tonight, and there you see was already in process. Let's see if we can find it. Let's watch this from the front straightaway. Watch the 88 of Caden Tufts and the 7 there of Michael Sturgill as they come down the back straightaway. Can't really see anything from our camera angles that we have on the back stretch here, but both drivers did go sideways. They made the contact, and then, well, the caution lights did come on here, unfortunately, so that's what puts us under the caution. We'll see if any of those drivers do claim it and go to the back of the line. It does look like Michael Sturgill may have claimed that, as he took the good wrench number 7 to the tail end of the line, so unfortunate for Michael Sturgill. He'll have to start back there in 12th with only, it'll probably be about 22 laps to go, and that's not a lot of time.
No, it is not going to be long for him, a long time for him to be able to get up towards the front of the field and back into the money. And like I said, Campbell Delaney, he's now going to take over that last money-paying position from the top 5. Caden Tufts still going to be sitting just on the outside, and we've seen that he's been driving fairly aggressively. He wants to get himself back up towards the front. He started at the front of the field at the beginning of this race, and it's kind of dropped back ever since. Now starting to try to work his way forward as we come to the closing laps.
What you do got to worry about right now, though, I think if you're Caden Tufts, is we've seen a couple of these drivers park tonight for bringing out caution flags, and he's been involved in a couple of them. You don't want to see a driver ever get put behind the wall because of just a racing incident. But it's got to be in the mind now of that crew with that damage. We've seen a couple net codes happen with that left front. And we talk about net code, race fans. If you're not familiar with net code, it's when the iRacing server anticipates where you were going to place your car. Not all the time is that meaning where you really were going to be put into the corner, but it anticipates it because my computer talks to the iRacing server, your computer talks to the iRacing server, and it kind of spits out a whole bunch of 1s and 0s, and that's where it thinks you're going to be. And, well, that's called netcode. It thinks for you, but you have no control over it, so you got to be mindful of that right now as we get ready to go back racing. It'll be 21 laps to go here as the iRacing.com Silverado pace truck is off the racing surface. RS Center smashes the gas, and he will lead us across the stripe here. The race is on to turn number 1, as it will be RS Center, as Jonathan Atkins is able to get down there, but now here comes Edwards to the outside trying to get around Timmons.
Yeah, it was a good start from Adkins, and now here comes Edwards trying to make that outside line work, trying to get around Timmons, as he knows there's not much time left. If he wants to turn those 100-plus laps that he led into a win, he's got to get himself back up towards the front of the field. As we said earlier, he led pretty much the entire opening half of this race, then lost all those positions on pit road when everyone came down. Now he's trying to get himself back up there, looking to the inside coming off of turn 4. Edwards moving everywhere on this racetrack, trying to find a gap.
Trying to go everywhere he can right now is Austin Edwards, the California kid, trying to pick back up at least third to try and go after RS Center. Caution light's going to come out, though. I believe oh, that's an interesting one. The 9 of Delaney backwards onto pit road, driving it, turns it around like the Duke boys, and, well, the caution light's going to come back on, though.
And it looks to be involving the 88 of Caden Tufts once again off of turn 2, getting into that 9 of Campbell Delaney, and that's what brought out our caution flag once again. And as you said, that 9 of Delaney, or sorry, the 09, yeah, that was the Delaney, sorry. It was the Luke Baldwin, I believe, that the 88 had got into originally, and it was after that initial crash that the 09 got turned around. It looked like he was kind of slowing up and maybe going into the pits, and the 6 of Rusty Modesty was trying to just get around the wreck and tagged him.
So a bunch of contact and pinballs around down on the back straightaway headed to turn number 3. We'll bring out this caution flag here tonight, and it's been a little bit of a battle of the nutrition here as we watch it back. You see the initial contact just off to the left there, and 09 was very slow, and Rusty right into the back of him, turning him around. But good car control by that 09 there to spin it back around and keep going. So 14th caution flag here, under 20 laps to go. The shootout is definitely on here. And take a look at that scoring pylon there, Kelly. Look who's running back into the 8th position already here after having to go all the way to the back, and now he's back to running in 7th or 8th as the scoring updates.
And as we were talking about, though, Caden Tufts had to keep his nose clean, didn't, and now he's retired from the race. So Caden Tufts has lost his opportunity to make any sort of money here tonight. We saw him start in 2nd place, kind of run 2nd for a good chunk of the opening laps, and then moved back as his car kind of faded away. And after that, he kind of started to see a little bit of red, got into some bad accidents, and unfortunately his night is going to end just a few laps early.
He did finish 2nd in the Big Ten Super Series point standings in season number 1. He'll be back, though, for season number 2 at the Concord Speedway, the home track series. So we'll see him here in just a couple of weeks back on the racing surface. So unfortunately, his night may be done here tonight, and it will be scored as a 12th place finish. But and we still got some racing to do and some people to see down in Victory Lane. Who will be the driver to head to Victory Lane? Is it going to be the Sticky Icky number 17 of Jonathan Atkins, or will it be the Bang Ryan Coons Motorsports number 110 of RS Center? RS Center has never won a Big Ten Super Series sanctioned event, so could tonight be the first one? Of course, I'm looking through the field, and there is no other driver in the field here tonight that has won any of the Big Ten Super Series races before. So we'll see. We will have a first-time winner put their name in the record book here tonight. One lap before we drop the hammer.
And Center has been looking very strong ever since he got control of the lead of this race, and we'll have to see if he can hang on for these last few laps. Going to be lap 188 once we get back green. RS Center going to launch off of turn 4. Good launch behind him. Looks like the 17 of Jonathan Atkins had a bit of a run. Center had to come up a little bit into that lane, and the caution immediately flies.
I didn't quite catch that from the camera, but I believe I'm being told that might be the number 12 of Justin Collison. He may be involved, and we'll have to see who else is involved in that one, but it does look like the 12 was definitely slow to bring out the caution flag. That means we're going to be under 10 laps to go once we do eventually go back racing.
And all that started with the 4 of Cameron McCone coming off of turn 4 on that restart. It looked like he was a little slow on that start. Got tagged in the back from the 7 of Michael Sturgill, and that sent the 4 down into the 12, which brought out our caution. And really, the guy that's wanting to see these cautions, that's the 110 of RS Center, with caution laps counting. Every lap we spend under yellow is a lap he doesn't have to defend from Jonathan Adkins, who on that last restart had a great start on the outside.
So with that caution coming out, RS Center kind of getting the relief here. So at Center, Atkins, Timmons, Edwards, your top 4. That is correct. Top 4 right there. That's your top 4 drivers. Of course, the 5th position driver out there that is running, that is Rusty Modeste. Is that saying that right?
I believe it's Modeste. I don't know the
Modesty sounds great. We'll go with that one. How about that?
Well, he's been, I think, our biggest mover here tonight. Started all the way back of the field, 18th, now got himself up into the money, and we'll see if he's going to be able to hang on to it.
He's a driver with a lot of racing experience across the real-world side of things because he does race in the U.S. Legend Open Series. So Rusty here tonight trying to get a little bit so he can put it into the real-world side of things, of course. You know, all of us have these iRacing rigs, and they cost a fortune. I couldn't imagine going real racing these days with everything happening all around the world with the tire shortage and the gas prices skyrocketing. Of course, last season, during the pandemic that was all around the world, of course, here in the United States, we did see an influx of new race teams not just join, well, the Premier Series of NASCAR and in the car store. We did see the U.S. Legends Series also pick up a lot of cars, and our local short tracks all around the country also picking up drivers for weekly series. So the racing scene all around the world is living well, especially here in the States, and, well, it all may have stemmed right here from the iRacing.com platform. Of course, you never know when you're going to be the next Dale Earnhardt, is what they told me, Kelly. I don't know about you, but I was trying to be Dale Earnhardt one time.
I think all of us, when we joined iRacing, kind of had that dream, and I think a few of us had that dream come crashing down as soon as we got into the sim and realized how fast people really are around the world.
I mean, I usually drive my Toyota Prius, 55 on the highway. That's usually where she tops out at, and I'm really only kidding. We don't have a Toyota Prius, and we can go a little bit faster than 55, and that's what these guys are going to do here in just a couple of seconds, because it's under 10 laps to go. It'll be the 7-lap shootout. RS Center will bring us down. He will be the race leader. It'll be RS Center, Atkins, Timmons as your top 3 drivers here. Back into the restart zone. We're back racing here tonight at Myrtle Beach.
And Jonathan Adkins read that one perfectly. He jumped pretty much the exact same time as Center. He's now right on the bumper. Just 7 laps to go. As you said, Center going to have to try to hold on that charging 17 car. Meanwhile, the 23 and the 18 going to battle, trying to fight each other while also trying to close up the gap to these 2 leaders.
And Michael Sturgill looking to the inside here in car number 7. He's trying to get back into the pay window, and he'll have 6 laps to go at the line that time. That number 7, it still looks really clean, even though he had to go to the back of the longest line. And now here comes the 31 of Carpenter. Carpenter has been into the outside wall of timer too. Back at the front, though, Blade Timmons has to defend because Austin Edwards would like to have that spot back. He is all over the back end of that number 23, Aaron's Dream Machine.
5 laps to go, and it is closing fast. We got Jonathan Adkins losing ground to RS Center. Center really opening up the gap. He's just got to survive 4 more laps around here. It seems like he's got the fastest car on the racetrack at this time.
And it does look like the 7 of Michael Sturgill did pick up P number 5, so he's back into the top 5 here tonight. A little bit of a bump there from Austin Edwards to the back of the number 23, saying, hey, Mr. Timmons, it's time to go. 3 laps to go, that time by at the line.
These guys all in the money, but they're trying to figure out how much money they're going to get here tonight. Edwards trying to increase his payout and get around that 23 of Blade Timmons. Timmons just trying to make his car as wide as possible, keeping that thing planted on the bottom side. Meanwhile, up front, RS Center's really starting to run away with this lead.
With 2 laps to go, RS Center has opened up a half a second race lead over Atkins, so he'll look to come down to the corner. Another big bump there from Austin Edwards into the back of the 23 at Timmons. Now he's going to turn the 23 around. Timmons is going to go around on the white flag lap. It's going to take Austin Edwards with him. They're out of this, as it's now going to be RS Center. One final trip around the speedway. RS Center, your race leader, down into turn number 3. He'll lead them to the checkered flag. It'll be RS Center here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. He'll win with Jonathan Atkins in 2nd, Michael Sturgill in 3rd. Brad Carpenter will finish 4th. And oh boy, where did the number 12 of Justin Collison come from? He will round out the top 5 in money positions tonight.
Yeah, Justin Collison, we've seen him get into a few accidents here tonight. Got that car all banged up. The front end of that machine pretty much destroyed, but still good enough to be able to get himself into the top 5 and get himself a bit of money.
So there you see RS Center, the Ryan Kuhn Setup Shop, Studio 10 Wraps Machine. He will do the donuts. He is your winner here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. We will get to talk with RS Center here in just a couple of moments. Of course, your unofficial timing and scoring results here tonight. Everything is unofficial when they come across the timing and scoring stripe. But that is your top three, which is RS Center, Jonathan Atkins, and Michael Sturgill. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments with your top three podium finishers and see what they have to say after an amazing race here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway here tonight for the Bash at the Beach for the Big Ten Super Series presented by RS Button Boxes. It was a great race here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. As the lights came on, the stars came out here for the Big Ten Super Series, and after 200 laps, we do have a winner. He may have not led the most laps here tonight, but he is down in victory lane tonight. RS Center, you are tonight's winner here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And how were you able to hang on to this Ryan Kuhn Motorsport number 110 here to park it in victory lane for the first time ever with the Big Ten Super Series?
Yeah, just those cautions at the end helped us a lot with our strategy, that we played out. So thanks to Ryan for up on the box telling us what to do.
Of course, Ryan not here tonight, but that puts you in charge of the Ryan Kuhn's Motorsports entry. This car, quick in practice. You didn't quite get the top spot in our qualifying session, but didn't really matter because this car came on real good late in this one.
Yeah, it played out to our favor, just kind of right around at the beginning, save our stuff, and beat at the end when it counted.
That's exactly where you were at the end of this one. A couple good restarts there at the end. You caught Jonathan Atkins sleeping a handful of times, and the Blade Timmons was up there with you. You caught him sleeping a handful of times. Restarts, how big are they here?
Oh, that was the race. Those restarts was everything, just getting away. Getting my other Ryan Kuhn Motorsports teammate Jonathan up there with us helps a lot too,
So you go 1-2 here tonight, though, RS. So congratulations on you will pick up the big check here tonight from the Big Ten Super Series coming out here. I believe they're going to have to ship that one to you. So just hang tight on that. It'll be in the mail. It's coming. But you win here tonight. Who do you got to thank on the side of this 110 machine?
Ryan Kuhn Motorsports, RKM Setup Shops, Studio 10 Wraps. Let's see who else. Ghost Race Cars, Bang energy drink, man. You got to get you a Bang. That's why we won. Got all jacked up.
Well, there you hear it from RS Center. He's all jacked up here tonight on Bang. And, of course, the big boss, Ryan Kuhn, up there helping him out. So congratulations to RS Center. He is tonight's winner here of the Bash at the Beach. Congratulations to him and the whole crew. And I guess the teammate standing by here waiting. I don't know if he has a Bang or not, but Jonathan Atkins, you are the man who finishes second here tonight. Walk us through a couple of those restarts at the end as you looked like you were sleeping on one, and then the next one it looks like you took off exactly right when RS Center hit the gas.
Yeah, it was. Every time we get a caution, I'd be stuck on top and I'd be nervous. But it worked out. The one I the one I screwed up pretty bad. I spun the tires in second and then went to third and spun them in third too. And I was a sitting duck. I was lucky to get a caution when I was riding third there and get another shot at it.
When you talk about spinning the tires, how hard is it? Myrtle Beach, we know, is one of those tracks that really likes to chew up the tires. How do you save the tires here tonight for restarts like that?
It's tough. It's one of the slicker tracks I've been on. I hadn't raced here a lot, and just kind of limit throttle. I don't know if I was ever full throttle down the straightaway early on in the race. Try to save my stuff and limit the wheel input and try to save the front tires. So we had something to go on there at the end.
Well, you had a little bit of tire left. What could you have done though on that final restart here tonight to get around your teammate at RS Center?
I don't know if I could have done much other than a bumper, and I wouldn't do that to him. He's my buddy, so I'm okay following him to the win. He's taught me a lot on these super late models. It's not really been my thing, but he's helped me out a lot. Him and Ryan.
Well, if you're not willing to put the bumper to him, does that mean at least he's buying the round at the bar?
Yeah, he can buy me a steak later.
Well, there you have it, race fans. Jonathan Atkins, though, before we let you go, who's on the side of the number 17 here tonight that makes this all possible on iRacing.
I just think Dirty South Motorsports, Dirt Slinger Wraps, Ghost Race Cars, Studio 10, and Ryan Kuhn Motorsports.
Short, sweet, and to the point, Jonathan Atkins will pick up the $50 second place award here tonight. Congratulations to him and his teammate at RS Center as they go 1 and 2 on the boards. That leaves one other driver that finishes in the top 3. And, well, Michael Sturgill, they are definitely asking, where did you come from here tonight, Cotton Eye Joe? Because the 7 car, well, it looked good in the beginning. You drove through the field, and then you had to go to the back of the longest line. And here at the end, you come storming back to the front, and you were a factor at the end of this one.
Yeah, what really did it was Austin, and I don't know who else it was. Austin and someone in front of me got tied up, so I just cruised on by him in the 3rd spot.
Well, sometimes they say it's always better to be lucky than good, and this car was good, and you definitely got lucky at the end. Were you content with running back there into the 5th position here tonight to pick up just, well, the $10 to double your money tonight, or did you really want to get up there at the end of this one and battle with Timmons, and I believe, like you said, it was the 18 of Austin Edwards?
Yeah, I think I actually ran my fastest lap of the race within the last 5 laps. So I was trying as hard as I could to get up to him to try to battle it out with him, but just ran out of laps.
Ran out of laps, and they gave you the last one for free here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. You're no stranger to running some of these bigger races on the iRacing.com platform. Just, a couple months back, you won the Omega Cup for the Spring Brawl. So, well, you find yourself back here in another podium spot. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I don't really run these things too much, and they're a whole different animal than what I'm used to running. And I've maybe put 5 or 10 laps on this track, and that was in a truck, so I don't have much seat time in here. So finishing top 3 feels good. I think with some more time in these cars, I could definitely be a factor to run up front.
Well, you ran up front here tonight, and you finish on the podium. Who makes this all possible back home?
Well, I'd just like to thank you for broadcasting. Shout out my dad. I'm sure he was watching, everyone else watching. Jeremy and Austin, well, we weren't really working together tonight. You couldn't really work together with anyone here, but they're my teammates in another league I run, and Race Control and everyone responsible for putting this thing on.
There you hear it from Michael Sturgill. He will pick up 7 spots here tonight. Remember, he did have to come from the back at one point and drive it all the way back inside the top 5, and then that last lap tango out of turn number 4 put him back into a podium finishing position. So a great run by your top 3 of RS Center, Jonathan Atkins and Michael Sturgill here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. A great showing for those drivers as they were able to take the top 3 spots. Brad Carpenter does walk away in a money position here tonight, and of course Justin Collison did come back to finish out the top 5. That's your top 5 paying out positions tonight here from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Kelly, it's been a great show here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Closing thoughts on a wonderful night of racing under the lights.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. A lot of action on the track. We saw sparks fly and tempers flare a little bit, but I mean, that's just short track racing to a T, really. RS Center, though, a great run on the second half of the race. He kind of got the lead pretty much right after the pit stops, after getting around Jeremy Little, and then just did not look back since then. So some great driving, some Center, and congratulations to him and the rest of the top 5 that are walking home with a little bit of money tonight.
So with that being said here tonight, race fans, we got to thank not only you for tuning in out on the Turn Racing Network YouTube page or watching us live on our Facebook page here tonight. We got to thank the sponsors that made this all possible here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. We got to thank RS Button Boxes. They are your premier sponsor with the Big Ten Super Series, a longtime sponsor. We got to thank them. We also got to thank Johnson Chassis Incorporated, along with, well, Karma Salon and Day Spa, right where, well, maybe we're getting Al to go back and get his nails done once again. We got to thank all the sponsors that help out the Big Ten Super Series on a weekly basis. We appreciate that. They appreciate that. And all the fans and viewers tuning in appreciate that. So for all the sponsors with the Big Ten Super Series and all of us here tonight at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. We will catch you when the short track series once again hits the track when we head to the Concord Speedway for the Hometown Series presented by the Big Ten Super Series. Till we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you at the races.